The story kicks off in August 2011, a year after everything happened in the visual novel and anime. Rintarou Okabe has been through a tough journey, jumping across many world lines because he invented D-mail. He managed to trick the universe and the powerful attractor field convergence into thinking that Kurisu Makise was killed. This created a new world line called SteinsGate, where both Mayuri Shiina and Kurisu Makise survive. In this new reality, humanity enjoys a peaceful future, World War III is avoided, and the scary CERN-run dystopia never happens. On August 3rd, Kurisu arrives in Japan for a press conference and meets up with all the members of the Future Gadget Laboratory. But after she and Okabe hang out in the lab, Okabe starts feeling the intense side effects from his past time travels. He begins having longer and stronger visions of his old experiences from other world lines and even sees things from a world line he never actually visited. The next day, August 4th, a mysterious person shows up at Kurisu's hotel room. They tell her to remember 3 things: a cell phone, a microwave oven, and CERN. Later that day, while Kurisu is chatting with Okabe at a laundromat about how her own déjà vu moments might be like Okabe's reading Steiner, ability to remember other world lines, something strange happens. Okabe suddenly disappears right in front of her. Even weirder, no one else seems to remember Okabe ever existed. Kurisu herself only has a faint memory of the original founder of the Future Gadget Lab. Fast forward to August 11th, a week after Okabe's strange disappearance. While searching her things, Kurisu finds a fork that Okabe had once given her. The sight of it sparks a memory of the mysterious stranger's words: a cell phone, a microwave oven, and CERN. When she learns that Itaru Daru Hashida had somehow hacked into CERN, something clicks. Driven by an unexplained urgency, Kurisu decides to use this to build a time leap machine. With the machine complete, Kurisu leaps back to the night of August 3rd. There, she witnesses something unbelievable. Okabe flickering in and out of existence, as if the universe itself can't decide where he belongs. Everyone's memories of him shift each time, like he's being erased from reality. Before she can process what's happening, the stranger contacts her again, revealing herself as Suzuha Amane, a time traveler from the future, sent using a machine built by none other than future Kurisu. Suzuha lays it all out. Okabe's constant memories of other world lines are overwhelming his reading Steiner ability, making him time leap uncontrollably between the SteinsGate world line and the R world line, a nearly identical timeline where neither Mayuri nor Kurisu die. Suzuha warns that if nothing changes, Okabe will vanish forever. The only way to save him is for Kurisu to use a time machine to go to the past and alter his memory, anchoring him to the SteinsGate world line for good. But Okabe refuses. His voice is firm, filled with pain. He argues that time machines and time leap machines should never exist. They've caused enough suffering. He's ready to accept his fate if it means Kurisu and Mayuri can live peaceful lives. Kurisu, determined to save him, begs him to let her try, but Okabe cuts her off with a kiss. With tears in his eyes, he pleads, "Forget me, Kurisu. Live your life without regrets." The next day, Kurisu rushes to the lab, her heart pounding with urgency. She's made up her mind. She has to confess her love to Okabe. She can't pretend anymore. Forgetting him is impossible. It's just like that moment back at the end of episode 22, when she tried to tell him her feelings right before he shattered the 1% divergence barrier. But before she can say the words, the unthinkable happens again. Okabe vanishes right before her eyes. Kurisu stands frozen, her chest tight with grief, until the tears finally spill over. Overwhelmed, she almost gives in to despair, reaching for her time leap machine to bring him back again. Her hand hovers over the controls, trembling with conflict, but then she hears his voice in her mind. His warning, his plea, "Forget me, Kurisu." With her heart breaking, she forces herself to stop, even though the thought of letting him go feels unbearable. By August 13th, things get worse. The Future Gadget Lab might have to shut down for good. Kurisu feels the weight of everything crashing down, but then Suzuha shows up again. This time, she doesn't hold back. She calls out Kurisu for not being honest about how she feels, pushing her to face the truth she's been burying. Suzuha's words hit home, and Kurisu finally gives in. With determination shining through her tears, she agrees to go with Suzuha in her time machine, ready to take one last chance to save Okabe and maybe herself. Suzuha reveals the key to saving Okabe. He needs a powerful memory to anchor him to the SteinsGate world line, something so strong it sets this timeline apart from all others. With determination, Kurisu and Suzuha travel back to June 30th, 2005. Kurisu tries to connect with a young Okabe, but things take a disastrous turn. Her actions inadvertently lead to him getting into a car accident, leaving her paralyzed with guilt and too scared to attempt another time trip. Back in the present, where Okabe no longer exists, Kurisu feels the weight of his absence everywhere. But then she makes a discovery. Mayuri and the others still have faint, flickering memories of Okabe. Their bond to him isn't entirely broken. When Kurisu mimics Okabe's over-the-top persona, Huin Kyuma, their shared laughter stirs something deep inside them, bringing fragments of him back to life in their minds. Fueled by their support, Kurisu finds the courage to try again. She returns to the past, this time with a clear goal. She successfully plants the idea of Hoenkyuma into young Okabe's mind, a coping mechanism he would later use to shield Mayuri emotionally. To seal the memory, she gives him his first kiss, an unforgettable moment that imprints itself deeply in his heart. Back in the present, the memory takes root. Okabe is pulled back from the R-World line to SteinsGate. As he and Kurisu share a final conversation, the transition becomes clear. A bustling crowd materializes around them, symbolizing his return.